So our bread's had its 8 hours at around about 18 degrees, and how do we know when it's ready to go in? So the bread will tell us. What we do is the press test. So what we want to do is we want to lightly press the dough and see how much it bounces back. If it bounces back around about halfway, it's ready to go in the oven. This tells you that there is still enough gluten structure present in our product to allow for the expansion in the oven. If I press it and it bounces back completely and there is no impression of my finger, it means it needs more time. If I press it and there's no movement within that fingerprint, then it's overapproved and you'll get horizontal movement in your product instead of vertical. We need to get them off the couche onto these boards. I'm going to sol bake my sourdough, so just a little bit of semolina on our boards. That will prevent them from sticking, and then we transfer them really delicately, just turn them on and then place them on the boards. So with your Benetton, just turn the product over gently and let it come out. These are our sourdough baguettes. We need to get these off. So a little bit different, we actually use a hand peel for this. This is just a bit of timber, helps us take it off and still maintain the shape of the baguette. So well, now we've got our sourdough on our boards ready to be placed into our oven. We need to now slash them or score them. What this does for the bread is it creates a weak point in the bread. If we don't do the cut, it will crack or break wherever the weakest point of the bread is. So we make the weakest point. This also helps us to determine the shape of the bread in the final product, but it also can tell the person or the customer what our bread is by the certain cut that we do to it. We use a lame, which is just a razor blade on a stick effectively, but we need to be really careful with it because they're obviously sharp. Just place your blade on the product, making sure you've got a 30-degree angle and then slicing it towards yourself. Making sure that we undercut. This is the flap of dough that we're creating. This is what creates the ears on our bread where it sits up for us and gives us that beautiful jagged edge. We don't have to do a single cut. We can do other things. We can do little cuts on top, or we can do larger ones. It's up to you. Each one will change the shape of the bread or give the bread a slightly different look. So what you're wanting to do is get an undercut. So there's your product. And that's your cut. If you use a straight blade, what happens is you just create a V. That bread goes that way, and then this internal bread just fills the hole. But with this way, what happens, this bit goes this way, this bit goes this way, and it pulls up that little flap of bread and gives you those beautiful ridges on top of your bread. This was straight cuts. This is an undercut. So you can see how this just fills in. So if you just get that side, so that's a straight cut, and that is an undercut.